pharmacy shops any herbal shops ewo wiase afa na yina ana afre ahomatufo yi 0243 686861 hi say wo ma akranufo wo your penfo ana wondi infedu wochia wo numbi tabia herbal capsules won't numbi
Wabatele Accra FM, yeah, mommy.
100.5.
Gra, oh, yellow. Gra, oh, yellow. Wole.
Accra FM 100.5.
Nana Kwabena Bobie Ansah. Berema be meti garafuru kube puntimpuna si sokode. Wakachira katabin say you. What you can Kwabena, keja guma mni yanko.
Wabatele Accra FM, yeah, mommy.
100.5.
Accra FM. Gra, oh, yellow. Gra, oh, yellow. Wole.
Accra FM 100.5.
The MPP leadership has worked very hard to restrain our supporters from reacting to these acts of intimidation and provocation. I am concerned, however, that sooner or later, militants on our side, convinced that the state cannot or will not protect them, may take measures to protect their interests, themselves, and their loved ones. Events will then be out of control, driving all of us towards a point of no return. The president, the ruling party, the parties in opposition, and civil society must together act to make our country peaceful and safe, and thus preserve our democracy for posterity.
All right. Okay. So live on Accra 100.5 Citizen Show Monday evening edition. Mamenchia omanfo na memobia ajo na memobia akwaba. And let me go back. Na membo sa nanado etepu and Simon TV. Just listen to it.
The MPP leadership has worked very hard to restrain our supporters from reacting to these acts of intimidation and provocation. I am concerned, however, that sooner or later, militants on our side, convinced that the state cannot or will not protect them, may take measures to protect their interests, themselves, and their loved ones. Events will then be out of control, driving all of us towards a point of no return. The president, the ruling party, the parties in opposition, and civil society must together act to make our country peaceful and safe, and thus preserve our democracy for posterity.
Okay, so for now, person me the way Associate Foundation and Mamo like a preamble. Na me de mamo na mutie sa adewe. So ya Ghana ni na utie tape away from the current president Akufo-Addo and now oye that time opposition leader. And when I the late Mills time 2009 2010 and at that time no na Yeru Akufo-Addo ejidi pa woni tirimu say the then government no intimidate ne nkrofo na obechire mu mayati asese owo etitrafo bi a say state no and Oka state no refer to the various security agencies omo and taking measures na omo ambo bi aho ban am yenyina ya antrance se Ghana fo a obe release ne militants no and a bedroom point to be a yenino ye kwa enko ye ba emma we every yena ne akufado and a free ochna any Wednesday ko ye beye adwuma bi and with Ora Martin Kwebu issue no straight you can see say and that's the information we are getting threats akono so and SMP and you no kwa say Kwame amanfo beka ya say last week and GS papa no GS Director General no beka say free SHS no say omo ba be review na in trying to review it, one of the issues they are looking at and how our parents ebesia atria scanibi and say adia chin years after 2 days and onwa cyber train the kind SIA and that too you can clearly see the kind of pressure a corner so and the kind of intimidations and a free or channel Wednesday kono your best site in your money bebre the reason why say we are Ghana near ese uma nanado asem we are all kind of inspire says obi tata wa cha ese osore na utimi ka kire nipa no say look enye ye biu nanado ame ate ase say at that point as to whether say Ghana be you enye you any the obi am found a point of no return and we don't think say Akufo-Addo nkwana otimi push your mind to a point of no return Ghana ni bia said onya Ghana ni nchen obi a na onye nipa nchen obi a ye nyina abosome nkroma and sabi ye nyina ye wo ye se nipa ye wo ye se Ghana for enti saa so na ye so ye nye nipa nchen no enti ye nyina ye right e wo man no mu obi ntimi nkyire obi sesese no oman no ayatim no say obi timi threaten the whole country in opposition and I know Jomama as a responsible person will not say that, he will not do that but so nanado and some way no inspire as a Ghanaian so wonam street mu man inspire so utie mu officer man in some way inspire say enya bone say wohwe na aban no threaten no bebre hoso be sorry na wachre aban say ye nyina betumi akọ direction a point of no return say wusu nya sa akokodro no a onya ya ode kan no kan sa with the mindset say a democracy na the ope and worker and o say wuntimi nka de wo pe every so no chebini and no ti akonwa so ntumi nka de wo pe and I think na me pese me de ade we magana for na me de kaimo so that obia benyane every ninnem obia be sorry ejina ne nan so obia be kakai na yemma na nado nsem o kai we no and every watch Wednesday ekona adwuma ye baba be ye no we will go to Kumasi, we will go to Tamale, we will go to other various regions na yakwa bossa deruwe ye de sa militants on our side way baba betini project ye baba ye ho adwuma ye de baba betini across the country just to inspire people say aban atata wocha you have every right to stand up against that government now humanity as say or minor enye ononkwane man ye de any militants but we have the power of the masses and ye no ho adwuma ene ye baba ye so na so weekends ya na yetukwai we are trying to meet, we are talking see a man anado nsimo kan inspire na said ye ope say said your man sinya fe efa na yemwa no na entumi enye saa enti a free next week iko no this week no ye tape we ho adwuma any other violent comments why ye opposition and I think it's just right that we play it back for the people. Now, inspire Ghana for the titru and mebunu inspire almost say so be tatao, obi yaw ayakayaka dia okopem wo uni any option so obeda no wani a kire ne se ene kumiwa ya Kufuado nyame adom ono na oka ho mo ye kumi preko. So I don't think say e bone see e beka kan o manfo. All right, so yenti ade we mra.
There are two things that I know. Because remember, I'm in Yana Kufuado and that's watcher before Gabriel just Dakono ni nephew Ofia Nanso. Now I used to support Akufuado. So what happened? Akufuado leaving the church, and I don't think I will support Akufuado. And that, in fact, the opportunity of Mayor Mama Fagana Akufuado because he does not deserve the leadership of this great country. I can't entrust Ghana in hands of Nana Akufuado. I can't sleep. It's not safe, and I believe that. Will not sleep easy with Akufuado as president of Ghana. I mean, no, I will not sleep easy as a Ghanaian. More promote Nana Akufuado as president of Ghana. I can't because I cannot entrust the destiny of this country into the hands of Nana Akufuado. That's my opinion. If you want, I will repeat it. I cannot entrust the destiny of this country into the hands of Nana Akufuado. That's my opinion. Nobody can sue any opinion. And you know that I hope Akufuado and his men are listening. And they should me Kofi Kumsin on and stop attacking others who I am supporting it. I'm supporting. They should take me on for my view.
That's how the most share you radio. Mamma na see my dumb and empem dumb ya motemenka across the country mo amote trotro mo Kofi na nwumre me mamu nyina jo mamu akwaba mo motemenka ewo taxes mo oba yango boat efiefie mo mo biem wa mo shops mo ya mamu nyina ajo ya mamu akwaba ya mensira obi biara mo join on Facebook ya fuseni is here Thomas Agble Muhammad is here Elizabeth Fojo ya da mu nyina sepa Johnson Clifford is here Hilda Awa Lucy Agbokpa Michael Geze is here, Thinkable Icon, joining on Facebook. Thank you so much. Akosi Opokuya Bobie is here. Kausi Azani. Yadamunina Siena Numre. Also to join on Facebook. Muhammad Maba Kwasi Techi Ewo Committee Night Emma. Rita Dara is here. David Nate Tokoli. Our Maryland, US of A. Thank you, Emmanuel Eke. Aite Ama is here. Ruth Youngson are joining here. Abubakar Isa Mustafa Osabute. Mameketwa is here. Thank you so much. Samuel Ampofu is here. Thank you so much. Philip Afadu, Gazate, Derek Kwesi. On YouTube, Doma joining on YouTube. Yadamwase. I see my Craft FM newsroom. Boss Yoda, anything in Yadamwase. Nana Ansah Saraku. Production crew and Esquame Quache Fit one day call him. Thank you. And I see Nkoma and Estokwa Yadi Padipande. And I say Nkoma Enoch. Janata Collie are joining here on Facebook. Mama Africa, Mama Ghana. Thank you, Kakra Bedu Osomenya. Godfred Kwashiga is here with us. Thank you so much. And I say Nkoma Tadi FM in Takrade. And almost Bebre. I'm in Fanasiama Fabia FM on Kranza West End FM. You don't see you pa. I'm in Shamo. Alu Ademo joining here, Henrietta also joining here on Facebook. Thomas Elijah, Johnny Abua is here, Anansi, Ernest Clever, Chicha joining here. Patrick Tata is here from Kuwait. God bless you. Kwame Ofosu, Agatara, Lawrence is here. Kwabena Akins is here. Fafali. Also joining here, I say. Bernard Jifa. Thank you so much. Eugene Nyakwapia, Nisaki. Kingsley Kojo is here. Eric Ofosu joining here. Thank you. Someone here, Joe. Labone Coffee Shop. Thank you. Alex Brown. And I Kwame Fosu me damu nyina se na enwumre. And ye bedim komo. And ye be kasa. Ye be ya adwuma. Adwuma ofia se ye. Criminal syndicate. Abonefo and I can boom. And this night we can talk about economy. We can talk about anything. When you have a criminal gang as a government, it affects your dollar, CD. It affects your agri sector. It affects your education sector. It affects Adiebia. When you have a criminal syndicate. Oh, say criminal syndicate, you criminals. Criminals, and yet just Oboninio. Obio ye criminal, and obia deliberately no odibone at the pesca essay others. Odibone the pesca essay a omomaka. Would destroy Niema, a criminal. Or ye illegal things, and Niema ye illegal. And say president, you see, say president, let me say this. My main fan on to an American council show. Say president, et me a fasika at the ma ajay, when a government led by the president, Akufo-Addo, a fasika 32 or whatever million Ghana cedis at the ma ajay without parliamentary approval. And go through the process. Ya fa o man sika e de ma eye gay obi oye trumuntu without parliament approval. Sa government no a criminal government led by the president. Listen to me carefully. So obi a criminal and yema oye nyina no, which means a illegal. Is not in tandem with our laws, with the Constitution. And tonight, you best citing Niema Bebre, the Achramwa, Omwaya, Akufo-Addo ne Busia government, na ya a criminal. And for that matter, the leader is a criminal. That is the issue. So offer on my sika 32 million Ghana cedis. So go yisika every on my futuomu without the consent of parliament. Ya no and a kura on my nina a decision house. Or mine, because in the first place, let us get it clear that Akufo-Addo doesn't own Ghana. Ghana enyane dia. Obeto Ghana. Obeja ho. Ye nyina beto Ghana. Ye nyina ebeja ho. Enyane fie ajapade. Enyane property. Enyane property. Enyane company. Enti ya de omaino emra ena yade echichire oman. So when you are a leader, na oye enyama ene oman mbra, oman nsese ebo ebra, a criminal act, and that makes you a criminal. With issues about whether a pebu a patch or an answer one patch or no, you know, see another issue. We will come and deal with it. So tonight is just fair because say the day about economy, and when you have criminals, now say almost dear Bonia, Kwame, you better those criminals will steal it. So then we need to let the civilians know, say they are living with criminals, and that is the only way a bit energizing amount for to get them out of office. We should let the people walking on the street understand that we are dealing with criminals as our leaders. They are criminals. They are criminals. Say what to me, efa journalists for, Edward can represent it. Your friend say, a sportsman call Australia. Boy, no, he didn't say, mini akitwan did say, this boy. Pious. When you do that, you are a criminal. You are a criminal. As we speak, your friend say, sir, sports minister no or the Ghana for call Egypt no or koka say ne yabano de ni yabano. Asiama $2 million. Unim say asiama emu wa kontada and omuyi ni free o. He is a criminal. A criminal act. It contravenes with your laws. It contravenes with our constitution. A criminal act, and that makes you a criminal. When you have a government, sorry, anajo, ya chinkrofo anajo, ya kidnap, they abduct people in the night. A criminal act. A criminal act. O chinkrofo. A criminal act. And we have a typical example. Our friend say, Touchman, right? By now, I'm going to find if you are no. You understand? A criminal act. So tonight, Martin Babu as a more kind of very important for us to digest it. When you have criminals running Bank of Ghana, they will run it down. And that is why we are here. We are not here because there is COVID. We are not here because Ukraine and Russia. We are here because we have criminals leading us. When you have a government, na sika etimi a free a Ghana Commercial Bank account mu. Say no, a criminal act. It makes the government a criminal government, and at the same time, the leader becomes a criminal. So, for somebody to describe President Akufo-Addo as a criminal. Listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. When you have a president who decides, and Habibi Bantu Samam a typical example, our PDS monies and the 52 billion Ghana cedis missing from Ghana Commercial Bank shows clearly they are criminals led by the president. And if president and PDS alone is a whole criminal act. Look, let me tell you, we are Ghana near TME. Even the MPP people, when they meet you, they tell you, Bobie, Mon kancha John Mahama send this winia sankrofo die ese bebreko jail. So even their own people, MPP people know that they are criminals. As we speak now, Samia Okuse wakwa reported Abna Koko Ama Police Service. And we are yet to know the outcome of that investigation. Abna Koko accused Samia Oku of running a murder squad. Nkrofo a omu kum nipa. And also ono oye victim. And Samia Oku kache nso obema nkrofo bi abekuno. I hope the video is there. Abna Koko video na say omo ya di oman to me ahye omo nsam eya saa eye criminal act. Ene Kumase Asante region atwema wo baby you say FPU uniform police for no omo biensa court 13 police commander bi so obeku no enti omo investigate omo a criminal act se me ne obi kasana me ka chen say oya meku a criminal act. And you no define me as a criminal. So yeah be ya no ho adwuma. But before ya be no ya no adwuma no, let me say this. I asem ya na me mpese meka bi, but amount from fanchame. And me divert kakra because ya tete nkomo e wo fom. Yera Dr. Dofo Nana Kwache na for Bobie 500 excavators missing. Sharing COVID-19 cash to party members. A criminal act. Sputnik. Maybe I list to watch Sputnik to Obama. Sputnik. Criminal act. The Sputnik deal. A criminal act. You see, look. So because someone, let's take our time and digest it and break things down. Again, that Sputnik V deal no. Only criminals no. It takes only criminals, and that make this government a criminal government led by the president, who has been described as a criminal. Finito. Mafia gang. But after a man for Ekaka in 70 bebre. You see, Mesre Dr. Dofo say, Obia onene nanti biano. On kasanchre ne nkrofo no mu how to talk. Nobody is telling Dr. Dofo to come and contest. Baby I do no when ni breba. Left to me alone, Dr. Dofo should sit somewhere and allow the system to run. Because at your age, Assembly and Ghana for air coca. Yet Chroma, even 72 years, near say Yantibida. Dr. Dofo is like, of course, 80 years, you say 78. 83 years. Okay, so Kweku and Pawsi PDS scandal, Francis Ajay says cash for seat. As the Quay says Abobo Yamesen, Bright K. Davis says Calvi GVG, Zachariah says PPA scandal. Ebeba. Oh, you better digest your seven no beer who the reason why. But let me deal with this matter. Obi Nanake, Madame Fuminia, pa was it, Nandis Democratic Party. MPP nye Democratic Party ni say ayi adeni mo akufado say adeni mo contesting into ono nya position wona ba mu da na adenimu oye CPP ni but ye baba ho eti ye be ka kire Mr. Dr. Do Obianka say for me se me na me to Dr. Do for oye mi krom ni enke be ka kire ne say on trust na on support eye party no sa ayi 2x4 na yes also this can be boa party because Dr. Dufo Sika wanya every PNDC and this mu the party made you the party aboa was what me aboa ho and it's clear but nenkom enkomo a nenkola no edi no ne said omo si edi di atam wo various radio stations so no say Dr. Dufo anhwe yie naso anhwe yie na manfo hye ase a ebe had papa ensem a obeti no na sum no enye ne de you guys should just leave John Mahama alone leave him alone just leave him. Dr. Dufo kasa kire me wofa kasa kire me wofa pa no of your boy ya me wofa pa just talk to them say mo hwe ya baby ade ne be fefa no anya bete running mate kura no obi ampre Dabio, now why no dia ono why no nkwa ya even just a radio station was one fanya NDC adwuma why na nkwa ya sa nkwasi adwuma no form why na nkwa ya sa nkwasi adwuma no who should go and do that work why na nkwa ya sa nkwasi adwuma no on sakawia no asai ne amanfo akwa said them o MPP for boys no mo akwa che no doc it won't work anya juma da inshallah asase we will just advise you talk to your guys the way omo kasa no talk to them say anka ye minia kuma Dr. Kwabena for junior kura enke bia it makes sense because oya bamuwa so also a pre-political future you never support no but at your age no way if we want to talk about the Ashanti factor in the NDC we know how to discuss it and we know where to touch and gradually even the party itself no and we are not going to allow such no don't go there. When you bedroom here be and somewhere a month for be here piano, you may not like it. And say no and do for our only followers be and me nya John Mahama chances. Hey, I go for the way cry three party my bronco for you need power way. Want me nyashe time no ndruo want me nyashe you see baby NDC grassroots na adru no ni bro we are going to save Ghana for na NDC grassroots no ma save oman no na 72 kra so nipa na aba akokra na your friend say 83 running mate kura adwuma it won't work and these are threats and this anyama no a monkwala no egu radio suna nipa 2x4 bi any blah enya adwuma and today I will use today to tell Dr. Dufo to advise whoever eya obeka sa man say onhwe omo kasa yie so what time millions of dollars edekobua MPP your friend say MPP campaign in 2016 say oh you businessman na so obeche party no 2 million Ghana cedis e de rane eye friends I want to project a wo so ya ade party no a ema wo ye enipa wo ye no okokro sika 2016 odi ko boa Akufo-Addo and don't for help the Akufo-Addo campaign in 2016 ont me nyina ba bia anka say and see that
he did
ont me nyina nowhere
he did
nowhere ont me nyina ba bia anka say and see that it happened Esia and obia ye din
odo party na amaskaso dia koma party ni open
sana ejomama ntu omumuni nem
saa
omumuni nem
okay
no jomama no dane osu abrobo otim aburuburo kosu ya
se eno ne brofo no se friends dead goat no
yo otim baby otim enti no wontimi nya sa adwuma no ema nkrofo ndidi men na why no won go from even with your own company also home for adwuma nya NDC adwuma and why not for the past 6 years
because of that he left staff of the company redundant even when they were coming to work.
Yo now why not ono NDC ball position say ni enya say yes muni why na wo de wonyira mu nkasa saa ne ya brubi ya chi yen ya chi bitum ya say ya amanfo say Ghana fo ya kasa ya bru yen na you just sit somewhere and fold your arms now fold your arm we are waba be bo amane say oh yeah ahoto project yes say the party na man give it back to the party for that one nobody will stop you. And I think you are doing the right thing. And that is fair. You should have done this way back. Long ago. Long ago.
When he was finance minister. Kwabena, let me just ask you one question. Can you tell me how many people, how many party folks have benefited from Dr. Kwabena Dufo as governor, as finance minister, and as a member of the party? Oh, say we restrained ourselves for a long while because we felt, say, I mean, and even as at yet, and yeah, a relevant a topic to discuss.
No,
because and you yomo who asem ni ebeka, and then prempe college who asem ni ebeka, and then suku obi akọ ni ebeka, and then nimdia yeko ka who asem unimdia no se ewiase nimdia nyina hye utiri mu a e wo se ho mfaso no. Ewiase etibika se Owuradofo wona ama we asebie wona ama we asebie wona ama we hu abamfaso sebi
ukokukuru
yomo kan
you don't like dealing with the people within your own party but you like the people to follow you. How possible look at
his entrances to even want to become whatever is a dream.
For $6 million in Kwankobwa Obi campaign.
How?
Into NDC are buying. Now on turn about $2 million Ghana cedis.
What you make good here? Then you turn back to the people that you destroyed.
Obi Antia say, old man, tra baby din agroni Ansah ye na still also on tiasia na ubehwie anya agu amanfo gare mu a ebe ha adwene papa ebe bud akwabu ose ebe bloody ebe gidigidi pa anya ofe say Dufo Junior kra mini problem young man fantastic smart guy
we say
we will support him.
He is very lucky. Even some opponents have just decided to restrain the voices. He is very, very lucky. And I mean, just because he's a senior, I have a respect for him.
But so
but he's a prempe.
Okay.
That's why I have a respect for him. And two, because of Asante, I have a respect for him. And me ma obi oya santini ensa asante enwu animo ase until very recently Kwabena, how many people know him? Open yefa Dr. Dufo nko gina Kumase yefa ni nyina tech ni emusa se we wo hwan obi ani wo
no even Ashanti region
there be yefa ni ko gina tech junction me fa ni nko star wo me fa ni ko ba bia yefa ni nyina tech junction obi obekasa onim Dr. Dufo bia no na onim yomo anya yomo so ho asem ne yekoka. But you see, for me, I still think he is one of the most relevant topics of our time.
And at a point in time, he was interviewed and he was asked if he's an NDC, and he said no, and that he's a CPP person. Yeah, I am such.
Yeah,
me, I don't have any issues.
NDC or CPP or whatever. He could be an NDC even in the last 5 years and still contest. Baumia cried that he was given a friend a waiver in 2008. In 2008, he didn't qualify to be a running mate, but he was given a waiver by Ohininto. Ohininto now Mobuni Kwasia and Omufane Nyeshino. He gave him that relevance today. Yeah, and or hinto mistake or yema Baumia be MPP ni ene enimguasia ensem fata MPP ene egu and
anyway
yenam IMF. So some of these things when they happen
now I was 2016 now omu nyina shed them eye huhu say your mama no o Dr. Dofo yeah IMF ko o ka ho what are they call Ansah na setekpe eba besum
yeah
yes. And why did he say no? Why did he say? But almost a boss of boy. No master saying na ko good your mama triso.
Any setekwe.
Almost can say na ye can be. And I dare say ni say.
Na all run it. Your friend is saying.
You did it.
2012. Setekwe was not the finance minister.
Even business
run it to ditch and will take you over in 2013. To ditch. What was the deficit?
I think so.
We got 10 radios now. Yeah, you see, senior, me respecting people, but I don't respect people who don't respect people. Especially those who think say they can outsmart. Now, who Kwabena do for? Look at your age. Now, Uba Junior Kwabena this outsmarting. Now, me what about outsmarting me?
Oma Ekufa radio stations ne enadano.
That's what next sponsor.
Na onadano sa no on can someone chira womo. Na time drew say because the kind of information free no here picking up. Hardly do I talk about Dr. Dufo, but the kind of information free no na you here picking up.
Am Bufuaba.
Before say
outsmarting.
Omudo kwa mama so ebe ha wo papa ebe yes ebe tan obia fra obia kasate no obia ntie na sabio First World War Funka Games na ye wo ho yakko Second World War yakko Third World War yeah, guys are pepper so akufo. Ebe ha ne say. And somebody should talk to him on Kasanchan and Crawford. Omo kwakwa ye omo interviews a. Omo sia aya omo MPP for no. Omo do omo nko, but they should leave John Mahama out. O say John Mahama and farm now and as well nya running mate, you can cause disaffection. Cause the disaffection, let's see. Ye Asante for ye be kwa Asante region. Ni ya hwe de ye tie nasem. Na ka se obi eti Asante mem na se sebe otimfutrom na kwan ye onyansuo na sa nipa no wose 6 years 7 years ni eye Akufo do adi ni hwam a na be gina ka se am fa running mate me ba awa Asante NDC muntino enkrofo 20 John Mahama no o ka Asante fo agibi ni atoatia
o ti kumawu o firi kumawu edina sen wo ye governor wa dan bebre won kran ha da be na adin suo ko kumawu anya John Mahama kan suo ko kumawu so now ye finance minister woni Professor Mills abreso now ye finance minister no wo di suo ko kumawu it took John Mahama to take water uri mso me be akwatwe free drobon so dam na e wo drobon so no ho ne akwatwe nsuo ni free ye ne kumawu fo nya nsuo no
yo enti executives no a Dr. Dufo ade bosume 10,000 Ghana ni ade eba no say ye be branch elections ni ade no fair sika no party ni man ye said the untimi nkomo obi $6 million and sponsor the boys ye twa won hye nyina ya kufu ado boys enti wamunya NDC no maw na say ne boys no are the same people no amese mu niam amfa nkoma akufu ado no na busuafo that be we will agree for that one there for sure we will agree but kasa kire we are more for your boatinja no kasa bi wo ha and a film manager you tie tapes
one of the names that I hate to hear hitherto I loved him so much Kwabena mekoka kwesi nyantechi ho asem papa be Facebook ya boatinja I used to respect him so much. I think he has not lost it all. And then papa we buy odidi matem and a ye cry and cannot cry. Kwasi nyantechi kron 4 to bottom ni balawo we onu ti yen cannot cry. Enu ti na no ne bo for akwa no fa bo for akwa no so a ne fa ko ha heaven.
Bo for akwa heaven.
Aso ye pani wo bo for akwa.
A football club.
Aye.
Okay. All right. But he is not on the radar.
No, you see, Kwabena, this is somebody who was an organizer in the NDC.
And a fantastic one.
Well, fair enough.
He
worked all well. His accolades, I give him.
He worked well.
As organizer.
He worked well.
But the fact that you lost meant something.
And yet the fact that
he lost it. He contested and lost it.
And I make a
your friend is saying, Kofi Adams.
I've been born in here.
After he lost it and was started so John Mahama Oboni. Now the Professor Milson Nam now watching you be he chance said you watching a ye obi hine. And that will be so. Manipakoni nya na adwuma because anya wo de bibi anye
omuka kire
anya wo de
omuka kire gusitano any obed no mo say time ana prof num issues num jiremu no
yeah
yes that is the information they gave to us and we accepted that information and we told the grassroots say party ni nye ba for dia
yes
whoever comes along na omo asom no grassroots no be sum ni pakro enti and I know there enkrofo bi enya omo dia na enya omo nkwa na timi ye pa even founder ne yere kura no ka kire nse enya ono nkwa na betimi aye party enti se edru obisu na so nti ase a oba pe na rojo matinu no akoka minyan kai bi area wakai
rojo you see
wakai
he was mentioned at the Asumdue Park on Sunday.
By who?
Say he went there with Koko Anyido, who Ansah and some other guys.
Oh, okay.
And so it raised the question mark as to say, how can such a person be manning the elections for John Mahama when he is somebody who is supposed to be on the other side?
Oh, okay.
What I say?
Okohobi
with Koko no.
Koko Ansah.
Ono ena Andy can come.
I friends say, oh, Andy Crowder, so no, the media practitioner or he doesn't come in anywhere. A friend say, boy, ya or quarter piece of Alote. Okay, so I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
Okay. I just saw it Ansah and Auntie Rojo Beyini one.
That's what. But I know you
because me sorry I no pay no man say man for to gum biscuit ne tea no asem no. When you feel comfortable dealing with a Akufo-Addo, obviously you are a criminal. Or maybe you're feeling comfortable dealing with a Akufo-Addo. It's a criminal. So when you're a criminal, No. You don't want to be in the company of a Akufo-Addo. There is no way. It will never happen. So I think so. Obi say ascend me Minia Penny Robert Metal Jojo
Yeah.
And I am so a Facebook post on
Okay.
And quickly let me just run through or say my absolute loyalty to President John Evans Atta-Mills is timeless and can never be blemished. My integrity to the family is beyond reproach. I went to honor a true friend and his memory. Absolutely nobody chooses my friends for me. I know genuine friends and fair weather friends. More so, the person Professor John Evans Atta-Mills trusted me and stood by me when others ran for cover. When President J. Kufuor called me a cocaine dealer, I defended myself at the Georgina Wood trial and was acquitted and discharged. Professor Atta-Mills recommended me for vetting to be appointed a Deputy Minister for Roads and Highways. He later appointed me a Deputy Minister for Health. In all those two ministerial positions, I performed with integrity. In the opposition, I worked with Koko Nyido and many others. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I choose my friends and associates not out of fear of intimidation. My personal judgment and discretion are many personal opinion and commitment to loyalty. I worked with Professor Atta-Mills and knew him as a very close personal friend. I owe him, Professor Mills, unqualified, equal, and absolute respect, honor, and reverence. Honoring his memory by attending his memorial event is not a crime, but for Koko Nyido's interventions to restore the Asumje Park, what environment and ambience would the NDC celebrate the memory of the late president by going to his gravesite overgrown with weeds after 10 years? I am not a spokesperson for Koko Nyido and I am not a member of the NGO created. Attending a state function does not make me a member of any team. So it goes on and on and on and on. And I think, yes, Joe Metonunu, you see,
all right.
And your secret.
Is it your topic?
No.
It's not.
No.
Is it a brush through?
No, yes, it's just a brush through. Obia say Obia and Chusu Obia down for Emma Obi. But Omunyina Kasa on say they come up with issues that it say say yeah, and that be am Kasa same way. See you see enjoy John Mahama. Even Dr. Adolfo Beye, finance minister, the kind of things Ibrahim Mahama went through, Adolfo and some. That time, Mahama and a president. Nini onu aketwa. Adia ofemu ewo miami wofa Dr. Adolfo nsem no. Say ye di ebi ho nkomo wa abonten a. Enya asem kuma. But you see, na me pese se Jojo no mu ani Akufo-Addo no mu hia di agora. Na me pese o mu musa Rojo no mu musa Akufo-Addo asem ba ko pe. That the kind of things, the kind of insults from him and from the small boy Gabi to the extent of describe when you say you are loyal to Professor Mills and somebody describing Professor Mills as a dog.
Yeah.
Obi describing so a crime. And you can today betray your own fraternity
in the name of state.
In the name of state and sit down and dine with the person.
You are more criminal.
Ask yourself, who are
conscience you have?
Who are conscience? If indeed you want to keep the sanctity of Professor Mills and me, Bobie Ansah, that time, I mean, Obika, we were thick in there. Akufo-Addo ne Gabi num de Professor Mills to the sense that sometimes a pawn show us and pakura no ya kwatra ba bi etimi dane akasakasa ne ntokwa ewo me ne your friends Samuel Okunumuntam. The kind of anyamo omode papa ne frame mu wo krom and not mere foot soldiers. So Akufo-Addo leading the charge, the insults, he was the one leading it, making fun, ridiculing him, making mockery of him. So Obi Ankasa Obi state function and all these people, let me ask, why not say ben the send my and nane papa? And I heard them talking about me who says I boy no ya copy FM original or your state nipa or your state nipa on frebusuam na Ghana state ni ya recognize amamra ni amane and ki ye 6 match and ki akofre wulomo any asofo any empedifo mo be jina bo mpaye
Kwara.
Omukunsa ayemfo begunsa.
Kwara.
State
Akufo-Addo papa ene John Evans Atamios Fifi prof. One ewu kane.
Enso yankwache Akufo-Addo me yankwohwe ne
papa. Ne papa na.
Ete say.
Omo yankwohwe ne papa ne sinna.
Yankwohwe. Omo ntwa Akufo-Addo papa na.
Ne slave ne na. Omo ntwa
emechire ye Ghana fo nyina ne emfa nkompe. So no no state meboa onye statement. Why try my show? And
for 1 year, 5 months, 3 days.
Kai, la. Egusi tano no mo say nyo mo nko na te party no. Na mo real fi say bedru baby mo so yese mo gira nchan. Yeah, and then me cast match list over. Let me tell you, me Bobie Ansah. Kwame, me producer no. Umusa me da said about and me interview John Mahama. John Mahama grant interviews to
several other
media house,
even to his adversaries.
Yes, I Kwame Adinkranum na have an interview. Not John Mahama a president. Even in opposition, I'm out for any interview. John Mahama me on me interview da. Enti bi na me buafu. And I me defending
as body.
Me body pa John Mahama me support no kopim wom. But the fact say and I know me interview at Tamils. Na me nya sitting president. Na me nya John Mahama interview na e me buafu. Na me toto abo ko park so. Jimmy Ben no.
And it's not as if say Okrano why eager to want to.
Debio, there is time for everything. That is what the Bible says. Say we are bibia wo ne mre. Ade bi wo ha ene ubenya ne say ochena unya ne saa. It doesn't mean say eno no.
Akwesiampo eje wow.
What you say? Na
unya ne na unya ne china unya ne da.
Exactly. And na me boss bo na me twa da pa na me ni abre me ho ade adwoma mangrati me interview and na yede. What do I believe? I believe that John Mahama echechere o many years. I believe that John Mahama Emma Kumasi Kejetia a befitting market.
Yes.
Me kaise John Mahama Emma Santimo Krom ensuo no me. Me kaise o makumawu ensuo no me. Me kaise wa ma Ghana terminal 3. Me kaise wa ma Kotokraba market. Me kaise wa ma Asukwafo market. Me kaise o ma Tafu market. Me kaise o ma home market. Me kaise o ma Aswasi market. Me kaise o ma ho airport. Tafu. These are the things I'm looking for. And me Kwame interested. That be to me ko transfer me interview no o minor say no na yede. Se me interview John Mahama na so wasa wontimi mu maya na me Kwame de na me de hoho me ho na yede. I support him because of my principles, and my principle is that obi obetumi aye o man ye bia na support you. Finito.
Na toolish.
Na to wa wo say eyamo ana mo ka che gusita no ne obeda sabo no say wo mo time atwam to the extent say even your friend say founder ne yere kura no mama ye nyina ye campaign tia no say enye omo nko a na party ne omo dia na wo professor Mills time mo bo control awie na say na standogbe no so enye omo control bo a January standogbe omo banyini omo beja party no obi so be ba befa anti obi aja no control.
Every new Agbera will come with a new element of people.
John Mahama ya ono so ne nkrofo control no time ni be so so betre fi ayese mo atafo isamanfo oso ayese ya
ai
enti
enrane ye wo ho enen so be ye ho.
So do you believe in the principles and ideologies and I say wo dey say wo control
na obe support
and na support uni control na ko trench na ka kan kwase asem
ene say won support
na kan kwase asem.
I just say wo kra wo position kra bo obi.
Yeah, the kind of information here picking on. Professor me adu omo dwuma bi a ebe yo and obi antie nobody get scared say and the bad be see nothing.
Obi atimi nye
foko.
Obi atimi nye foko.
Papa do for akoyede.
Oh. Hey, the details are under wraps. Because senior senior me ka sem we akyerɛ wo bu ho na ye mu bu ho na ye mu
friends the oluma na
oh mente
no senior
ka kyerɛ ne sɛ on try
mente
I'm telling you
ka kyerɛ me nua Pablo me dɔ no pa sɛ ɔmfa nkra no ensi junior me nua me dɔ no so sɛ on kan kyerɛ oluma sɛ on trans dina nipa ni abre nipa ni abre
baby anyama ne nam no baby anyama ne nam no obi a woni ne nam bia woni nam bia no osa ne nam no it's a funny world you see it's a very funny world
enye no ntina number but ye nipa ni abre
yes
Kwabena you see adie minim efuto a yensan fo ntu omo bio
nipa ni abre papa
minim efuto
sɛ ɔmo yɛ sɔm bɛ cross train no a
nipa to
ye bɔ ba ku mienu miensa
sese enibre na abakrum no ene ekoma de Ghana for ene enibre a Ghana for de sore no me nyi de say Ghana for are willing to tolerate some
of these things. No wa said akɔhye IFS achi so on an institute keka nsɛm na when look time about omiasi krom edi sem foodi sem hunu no where was he
ade no business ade farm
why business
business
baomia onkoye ni business baomia time about omiya ma lecture ni bukumu no way
oye business
baomia 2016 can sem go
mama so I feel Martin asepa senator say he come wait just a minute
okay
so all this while our muteness our quietness our being lenient because fine he's oye penny me bunipa because sabi nyani pe nyina na edru sa na che say sa brani nyina no mu bo game na me no hwe mani ma me ejimi for Kwabena wo hwe wani ma
that is not the issue
those are the things that guy where there will be ejimi for so no it's you know Kwabena don't tell me you are not discussing whether obi ejimi for and I say obi look who so obi child try and so obi di obi yell te so or try so person play wadwan or person obu so ejimi for
what a general issue
and general it is peculiar to him
Kwabena ma me fa
peculiar to him
okay
na me fa efutuo ma Dr. Kwabena do for and ne teacher ne chita
they should stop that
you see Ghana for adwene is made up on John Mahama. Ghanaians mind and the NDCO. Ghanaians, their mind are made up over John Mahama. And the NDCO into internal way to crowd. Forget about it. Ghanaians and Ankasa's mind are made up on John Mahama, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. And me, ayana me who, you know, especially at his age. You know,
83.
You know, subjecting people to some of these things are, you know, some of us get concerned. But Mijidi say Ghanaians' mind are made up. So why I you say obe contest here? And I say ope contest here. Do it in a very civil manner. In every year there's competition in it. Do it in a very civil manner. But no say it's not going to go anywhere. Ebia, you just want to show face to see, say indeed. But if you ask some of us, Kwabena, it's too late.
Me say, senka ye minia kuma Kwabena junior kra.
You for junior, say enka
exactly. Oya brantie. No person oya politics. Ye nyina maburu ye be support no.
Yeah. No, not at this time.
And Kwabena na maka kire no say Jenny papa ye no on cancer because on no be do ne so because e do so a tama e was say the support to be ball no na sa no ma we nyina be ya kwansidie
me da say live on Accra 100.5 and I think sir and then no amanfo nkankere Olman ye mpesa onjai joma ama life man no onjai joma ye pe ya de sa edru ba bia ese ade na sisi gotamu a ye be kwa ti odogo no ayi gotanu mi pa na su ni pa ba na de ba okay all right so yengotie lawyer Martin Tebu criminal syndicate and me start to show no me explaining here be kire ho We can talk about the dollar, CD dollar. We can talk about inflation. We can talk about agric. When you have a criminal agric minister, PFG, Moguo. When you have a criminal finance minister, Sikaba Ida from GCB Bank, there are so many incidents. When you have a government, Tommy, or first academy Ajay without parliamentary approval, which is illegal, and everything illegal is criminal, and is led by the president, and that makes the president a criminal. He's a criminal. Roto no the abeba ho asem. Roto no nim say a private guys be no mo create adwuma mo. Keke. No mo create ska mo no ma chedi. We will come to that issue.
For those poor and the vulnerable, government should do extra to provide for them. So government is not just being magnanimous. No. It's a constitutional duty. So for as long as we still have people and millions of them who are hungry, then it means the government has failed. Is it not this government that said we should give them 18 months and they will turn things around? We've done 5.5 and still. Yeah, the president said it, 18 months. That give him 18 months, he'll turn the economy around. It's 5.5 and we've rather gone back. We are now on our knees. So maybe the best thing we can do at this stage is simply to ask the president to resign. That's the least that the president can do, to just resign, because he has failed abysmally after all the plenty talk with his economic wastage, right? And the economic wastage, Bobie, he too must go. That's the plain truth. That's the plain truth. It's not as if we've climbed here to say things just to tickle people. No. Every day I get up, to be honest with you, in the last 2 months, I'm getting angrier and angrier. Because the TV is going on too much. You're just stealing. That's what they're doing. Yeah, plain thievery. Look, and if you doubt it, for those of you who have followed news filing, the big issue on City for some time now, look, on the 12th of June, I went to News 5 Joy FM and broke a story of the Chief Executive of the Northern Development Authority, the former one, Dr. Alhassan Suleimana Anamsoya. You see that when he was in office, he signed a contract for 5.7 million to A&K West Limited. They were to supervise some poverty eradication programs in the Upper West region. When Dr. Anamzoya left office, his successor came and they doubled the contract from 5.7 to 10.4. Yes, straight, with the stroke of a pen. And that's not the end. Today, when you go to the Ministry of Finance and you check the portal, GiftMix, that's where the contracts are uploaded. No, it's not even 10.4, but it's now $21 million in the gift. Yeah, so meaning that if we hadn't blown the alarm, they were not just going to take 10.4. It was going to go up to 21 million. The reason for the 21 million is that before Dr. Anamzoya came, the contract was for 21 million. But when he came in, he thought that no, look, to get efficiency and all those things, let's break down the contracts and bring in more people. So the original 21 was reduced so that other people can share. Then they can also provide the services. That's how come A&K West Limited, their share came down from 21 million.
We know Okoye Joy FM could raise similar issue and quick one yenkotie we Arise Ghana Public Forum and from there no and okoye another comment on news file, and I think
so far we haven't. The president probably hasn't heard. Maybe we need to repeat it more forceful for him to hear that he's part of the criminal syndicate at the Jubilee House. The president is certainly part. Look, all this corruption cannot happen without the president's involvement. Look, you know, even Manasseh did this thing about Zoom Lion, the spraying. When schools were being shut down, you know, the time of the corona, this virus, the pandemic broke, schools were being closed and we're going to come back after 3 months. What was the need for the spraying? You follow Manasseh's story, it lands on the president's desk. Other stories land on his desk, PDS and the rest. So the president, we have to say with all the energy we can muster that he's part of that criminal syndicate. And that, look, we will not take this from him. He has to just step down. So far, we haven't, the president probably hasn't heard. Maybe we need to repeat it more forceful for him to hear that he's part of the criminal syndicate at the Jubilee House. The president is certainly part. Look, all this corruption cannot happen without the president's involvement. Look, you know, even Manasseh did this thing about Zoom Lion, the spraying. When schools were being shut down, you know, the time of the corona, this virus, the pandemic broke, schools were being closed and we're going to come back after 3 months. What was the need for the spraying? You follow Manasseh's story, it lands on the president's desk. Other stories land on his...
President is a criminal and leading a criminal organization. Other instances. Yeah, you know. But you got to say Bruni, and interestingly, we have a whole government machinery. And this lady, president, a former ex-girlfriend. The girlfriend. So they say on Nejai. They are okay, all right. So Omanya.
It's that day na me ba office ho no. We can say Canada for be crisis say any say ntia na careful there and there. And now we try to cover up say education minister say when minister be cry akromfo attack no long ago man the car crash samas or training when I'm say this one was not about robbery e be am stage. I told you point blank. Me through office one now shall say adwendwen na hu say minim de maker now shall say wo frame me. That my record. That was the first time I started recording your conversation. And you were foolishly apologizing. Why would you put my life in danger? And what if I was saying, money too? What if I travel with my kids? What if I had made eye contact with this national security boys and claim say I'm robbers and someone shot me? What would have been the story? Ekufadu, you are a criminal. You staged my robbery. So come and sue me in Canada. Come and sue me. So or maybe a president cannot sue. When your term is over, come and sue me. And I will prove all the evidence. And yeah, National American, like I said, these emails have dates on them. These emails have dates on them. My phone is dying. It's that day na me ba office one. We can say Canada for be crazy.
Bruni raised issues. So Abroni raised issues about the president staging armed robbery against her. Kwesinyan Techi so raised similar issues that you can use $5 million to buy the president and the vice president, and till we speak, you know, so say investigation or say whatever, we don't know. Charles BCU, and these are all videos then can person me bomb man 40, but some say a man from Reno. Omo machine no aye a freezy and omo resetting ye be boni nyina back obri bua hin raise ye say kept costing kwano omo the 50 billion Ghana cedis in a good bottom ekoye. So there are so many instances. Media Mr. Paye, when the lady raised issues about the president running an armed robbery gang. In our history, from Nkrumah days, never. That the head of state is running an armed robbery gang attacking people in the night. Yeah. Or we are not, we are one be issue statement say armed robbery need a to us here. And I go the boys in town attacking people. And as we speak, Newsway Echo International, unfortunately, from the national security through the police service to interior to the presidency obia ntimi anya no amma yanya areshemu say oh it's not true say yeah president is not running an armed robbery gang. Everybody kept quiet and in quietness no gives people like me, it gives me a firm confirmation to say yes, the president is doing that. Beyond that, we have stories and produce and be yaba where yache cars from the Jubilee House involved in armed robbery, ebi are involved in galamsey, illegal mining, and yachi national security for East Legon. Yomukra party card, call armed robbery, raping a woman, a lady already 70 years. So we are still even asking where are those guys? Way, investigate. And in all this, presidents Nkashi. Stories, about news portals, and they just go quiet on it, and it gives us the idea. Say ordinary man quite run a armed robbery gang, a cleanup squad. Na president honona weapons are when you need to mean krano and or run such a scary. Beyond that, your various corrupt acts are caused at the presidency, and that is the reason why we are here today. And the me person me mama 40 years say, by so do we know, see and to me to say criminal siasia. We can talk about inflation, we can talk about agric and whatever. Okay, so give me this tape quickly. Mama chassis and free. I'm say list to Asaka me okay, so
that day na me ba office hono we can say Canada for be crisis say ni say nti na you careful there and na will try to cover up say education minister say when minister be cry akromfo attack no long ago man the car crash samaso training when I'm say this one was not about armed robbery bia mustaji. I told you point blank me through office one hour shall say adwendwen na hu say minim the America now shall say ofre me na my record. That was the first time I started recording your conversation. And you were foolishly apologizing. Why would you put my life in danger? And what if I was saying, what if I travel with my kids? What if I had made eye contact with these national security boys and claim armed robbers and someone shot me? What would have been the story? Ekufadu, you are a criminal. You staged my robbery. So come and sue me in Canada. Come and sue me. So or maybe a president cannot sue. When your term is over, come and sue me. And I will prove all the evidence. And here in National American, like I said, these emails have dates on them. These emails have dates on them. My phone is dying. Until that day, I'm about office one. We can say Canada for be crisis say ni say nti na you careful there and I will try to cover up say education minister say when minister be cry akromfo attack no long ago man the car crash samaso training when I'm say this one was not about armed robbery bia mustaji. I told you point blank.
Calling our president a criminal until date obia enya no afa ma mensa nkoda nim kakra na ye sane banka kranka meza yenante
yo commander me dase mama nchetie for bio ene anwumre. You see, and commander mama starting free baby I see you see we have obi to say one brony Ghanaian Canadian citizen e be na no say yen man penyi a stage robbery against her. Afraid your man penny so a criminal. Yante kodo ponkroma no asem. Full soldiers omugu social media langas yante obia no asem. Dear Martin Pebu kan ye ne de sawabro ni kan ye. Insusun be ne dantem. In fact, sawabro de no kan ye serious. E tell de Martin Pebu kan ye.
Almost Martin Pebu de oye lawyer.
Enti
I don't know.
Enti oye lawyer ntia. You see assembly sia on kanu say the etie. You see sa hypocrisy na especially
Emmanuel Martin no okura MPP card.
You see, it's a hypocrisy now. And Ghana media also can be. You see, assemble instead of saying a back can semino, Eddie Assemno, baby a done Eddie Assemna tono. Now you see what kind of say ya. Yes, Yankasasa, you know, as a credible person, okay, you are not credible. Oh, normally be better. People into bohu na kronwa kosopa ma ehun susu aba Ghana for ti hu ni so no efro bi was an expert no about na radio so na TV so you see so the way the system is, you know, everybody is going through it. Masa oye kronfo, just tell the person as it is. But because of certainty, you can't speak in a particular manner, you can't do certain things, and what have you. I don't mind saying no. Nancy, yo, metuana, minya invitation. Adaya, CSO se Ghana nyina, wam say CDD, Imani, Wani, omunyina komo ho abom, wam say bebe omane kono, enye enti omatic nti omo ye a press conference omo invite because na munyina tetewo oh na mateko go Coconut Grove de no na your friend is saying Samson Ayiri ni ene ne nkofo mu nyina okofo gugu obo kasa na Saturday no uti o ma no asema do mo kan nyina say ekufalo na ban ya kromfo no mo kan nyina but as another language ni different kakra because this time around what is omo kan say ekufalo ya kromfo you could see the things they were saying. The tapes are there. They were practically calling the president a thief.
And every thief is a criminal.
Every thief is a criminal. But now, omo kind of direct. And I'm meti animudi na omo kasa Shamima Muslim munyina tituobi. Omunyina ba say nya omo no kasa because Akufo-Addo no ya kromfo. Na metudi omo kasa wie no. Na me pagya mensa. Ana mo de microphone maame. And me say, mo amuti ha nyina, munyina mo ye hypocrite. Munyina mo ye hypocrite. Munti na Ghana baby aye dui, Akufo-Addo de edu baby aye dui. Mere Akufo-Addo ne na ban ba ye omo start bokro no. Oba ban mu eni busumi mpo na 2.5 na the friend saying start free. There be start free bust. Contaminated fuel. Eni busumi yo. Na fuel la ye dia bow. Go for be say o ma contaminate na aton ade fufufu a chiska na di ehun be ye hu na kira kwan. Ye hu de enu eni busumi eni na ochi mienu mpo na ye say kan for ata 2.5 billion one Franklin Templeton o ma ko chase e kon ma fa so ma insider trading. And also ye di wan pere ya na fe na start na e ba na afe na galam say na we ene start na si dey be Akufo-Addo ne nkofo mu hwe omo ye ene start kasa enti wo hwe we have been very consistent, Commander, right from 2017. Ye hu no baby akwa nam so say akwa we dey be oye kromfo mu hwe ne ye mu hwe ne ye Ghana for baby amade da mu fanto ye mu gold mu fanto ye mu sika mu fanto ye because moves akwa no ne nkofo start ye no krono omo ba so mo be wi oman no na sepa for there and na mo de be and na mo ye NDC for na mo de mo ye politics and na de be sankofo we mo na and omo ba press conference omo se nya omo
o kan say ya kire mo ho
me kan say ya
be ma no
ye wi Martin Pabu ono akasa ba me nchen epoka tem say me nua so unim say egofo omo die too much omo ba ye no the we assembly ba no omo the response about quickly tie nyina we talk say lawyer Debbie assembly ba ni ye kan foforo ye omo ba 2017 2018 aye hunu e kwa omo nam so ye start say ye boga na fokoko no and I'm starting na mo so pa na mo ye NDC for na na o ma tag media platform there the NDC is behind him and doing this all manner of things no mo there and I'm say sumo hu and I'm catch am say NDC say mo tra ho ma de na say we no ma betena my monim jobri ma betena jobri ndia manfo anka ho but me say ma betena ha my monim say ma betena ha no say e na mo be enti wo tena ho e mo man ni say we a afa no betena be say wo be CSO coalition ene mfaso be na wo so mfaso be na wo so enti na boni class say prevention is better than cure. When it was time for us to do something, that was the time. We did not do anything. We've watched on. We've given Akufo-Addo too much room and his people too much room to mess all of us up. And now look at the deep pit we are in. You know, and I'm sure say it is some of these things. And I can't makoma because I made them know say all of them were hypocrites. And sometimes it is better you tell them the people as it is. Why you crom for? Now, if you can, say why you crom for? So you can use that word. Yeah, you have to say if he's corrupt. Even if you say corrupt, you don't have any evidence. So say misappropriation. Massa, why you crom for?
Meanwhile, now Akufo-Addo friend Mahama saw your crom for if you say Omako print a brochure or something. Diaries.
Set 10 million. Also, nanya no credit. Unkuta evidence better.
I don't be flow be crom for.
Ba wo
be the wo crom for.
Na o ma bit na ko jo pon kruma. Te joy fa one na more platform. More de super John Mahama. And now we are and they've been stealing the country's resources. So
Mama and his family All right, John 87.9, and this morning we want to talk to our resource person, Professor Ayankidi from
University of Ghana,
University of Ghana, Department of Sociology, Political Science. Good morning, Professor. Jimmy T. Good morning, Kojo.
Hey,
how are you? It's been a long time. Hey. Professor, I'm fine. Professor, straight to the issue. We want to ask the way John Mahama and his family
is managing
the country
as an independent person.
As an independent-minded person.
What do you think?
What do you think? Thank you, Kojo. This is a very important topic that we need to discuss it and make sure the country moves forward. I think the way John Mahama and his family are running the country is very inimical to the success of Kwasi Asem.
Won't be that so be see Akufo-Addo ye Akufo. Won't be the Ukojo upon Kruma. Because Ukojo upon Kruma and then wo nya say bet it say wo say my nkasa. COVID for COVID when yesika Ukojo upon Kruma. Ukojo upon Kruma. Because Akronfo no so kan wo bi. You see, we are strategy no. Omo nkofo no mkọ bokro no na nkasa. Eno mo nkofo a obok bokro no na ye chi omo a. Omo ambo bekasa kojo ponkoma no abọ nanim paada. No ahye ne shetu bie ne kokose kakra betina TV. You see the government is
or the kokumu nwi chire ma.
Jaman say ah no na betina TV the show. You see, okay, say you want to in here. Oh my holy store.
Mago, where you?
I'm not this to and tell them. Say they see you, Jumano. Open an impala, no bet not TV, so no, I know not or what, sir. Good man, innocent or a bee. Oh no, I know. I say, Wakasa, Boko no de. He said, Cromfort. Oh yeah, ye. Or no, and a Cromfort we are. No, the Nisha command. No, on Wabetina Fidi. So,
Mamenka Kwame, Pesa, are you a mamma? When you say Akufo-Addo by 2018 as a 2019 and check and or was for a year demonstration. Wayawio Nana Akufo-Addo wayawio Presanyum no mame wayawio Nana Akufo-Addo wayawio obuase pemame oba anche
e
de nye kwebu na eka
David na
twaso
krono ne de You see, so these are some of the things. Mejidi say, what is Martin people saying different? Commander. And during the budget reading, can the first time say now we're joining so president who said then you they are not kind of parliament, you know. A state of the nation address and I say a budget. And it got to a point I wanted even parliament to even stop him.
Okay, so who's a pure criminal?
The guy is just and you see, and the controversies, Commander. You see, parliament is a house of records. When you present the budget to the house, it's a statement to the floor of parliament.
Yeah.
Share Kenoforiata statement now or the court of floor no. Who in the last 1 year, Mama Central Bank printed almost 23 billion Ghana cedis. Almost 23 billion Ghana cedis without parliamentary approval, without recourse to anything. And now by parliament now be reporting now. Or the figure no I could share the appendix. Not part of the statement too. Appendix come now baby. Commander, sir 22 billion. No? How did they print that 22 billion? Who supervised the printing of that 23 billion? Where did the money go? You see, inflation now, they say Ghana inflation almost 30%, you know. And because of this, because
criminal activity.
Yes. Almost print this canon, almost tell them no much.
Yeah, for shame.
Almost print this canon. They said that it's in 2007. Yeah, redenomination. Yes. All currency now say called Bank of Ghana, destroy notes, no. No, me cut na spenters road. Hold on, no, channel. Omo carry Sikano in Ghana must go back. No, must have this Sikano back in the system. Hey. It's the same thing. Omo replicate to say there because the Bank of Ghana Act to say this, you know, we are moving towards zero central bank financing. Say at every point in time, are bound to ensure say the government do not print money. Zero central bank financing, but when the government want to print money, it must not be more than 5% of previous year's revenue. Not to say last year, Sikando abandoned year 12 billion and I said 10 billion. This year, Saban Bese or Cheska, one calculate previous year revenue, it move 5%. No printed as central bank financing. And also before the year, no, also call parliament. I call the approval from parliament. Say, oh, may print this, say, do say. Sikano ya dibaye A B C D. Na parliament amount approval because it's a loan. Oh. Yeah. It's not free money. Oh.
It's a loan.
It's a loan.
Because
it's a central bank financing. What I say? It's parliament. Oh, but because represent me A B C D. Into parliament approval amount. Then you go and print. Then when we are the disbursement everything, you go back to parliament and account. How do you print money at the blind side of parliament and the people of Ghana?
Also, you're criminal.
Also, when you're cron for. You can't say you're cron for as me bofu. How do you print money? You see, and we should be very careful because central bank governor way, I don't trust him, and I will be surprised if Sanko for one to two or more print money printing machine is your demo printing sikadi. I will be surprised because. When you say
there you no be or this state cars equal illegal galamsey machine the trace car demo be anyone who's through.
You see, Commander, you see, and you when say your currency, no, your features of the currency, no, it's a national security material. It's a security material. Yeah. Do we know which company the contract was given to print the money? Do we know? Parliament is not even aware, Commander. Which country? In which country that the central bank will print money and parliament, the representative of the people are not aware?
And in the parliament, show more. Now, speaker,
no, said that no. So, mama, you see, I'm trying to say, parliament, the approval, and the approval should be not more than 5% of previous year financing, previous year revenue. because of when himself call parliament, the parliament may shoot it down, or parliament will request for better and further particulars. They may be forced to tell parliament who is going to print the money, how the money is going to be disbursed, where the money is going to go. It's a man. No, print is can yo. Omo presenting media budget review no. Or the best budget or the best statement nim na parliament. Ehunu no mabisa na question or the question appendix. Photos okay to be inti atoforcing nom ne haruna atoforcing nom na
Anderson in your bread that say
and I am telling him say if he say onima his family and everybody associated with him will pay for the crimes he's committed against this country. Sir Anderson, the guy is more than a criminal. So what's your money heister? Professor, sir, professor on the T central bank. Professor now all money heist mono. What the T central bank to say? The guy is a sheer criminal. This is a guy binuma for phone and freno. Obey would that recourse to the laws of this country? Young man, she says, as a central bank governor for ABC the fire Juma. The guy doesn't care. Printing money. Now say on the Bank of Ghana $1,000. You see, and these things affect your foreign reserves. When you print money, it depletes your foreign reserves.
It's a problem, a criminal act.
How do you na ubum braso? Ubum braso unya kromfo commander uya kromfo sika se obotom sika na nya odia Ghana ye sika ye currency no enya governor of central bank dia enya Akufo-Addo dia. It's for the people of this country. Yen representative ne omo parliament it say susuan pa say adwempa ne wo tirim say sika o prente e de abaya de papa anka de besie. I had an outcome 22 billion. Commander, this is not a joke. 22 billion. These are the same people, Commander. And 52 billion.
Say in dollars. I check my man.
22 billion divided by 8. Divided by 8. That's about $3 billion.
Really?
Yes. Almost $3 billion.
And no more pay $2 billion from IMF.
2.57 on the
2.75
billion.
That's almost $3
billion. Commander, okay, say Sahana 2020.
Omo discuss canarie.
2020. Sika GRA AJJ. Ede Bank of Ghana 52 billion. Sika nam ko Bank of Ghana sika na yira. 52 billion divided by 8.
And that's about the accrual account.
And side way
collection account.
Ghana funds some trefo atra my oma kata de so kokwaza. Auditor General at the report aba. 52 billion. Commander, it is not million.
Now oya president na tia de we ho oya criminal na
you are a criminal. Commander, here ajo mo ya e say boy a police for ya. Sebe bullion van yi omko bo police new to omko attack bullion van sa pepe GRA sika. The money should be transferred to a holding account at the Bank of Ghana. Yes, sika no GRA in transit at GRA no. The monies have been transferred to unknown accounts.
Hey, no, wait. I was see. The money was collected by Ghana Commercial Bank.
No. Collected by GRA gave it to Ghana Commercial Bank.
Yes,
GRA money.
So the money, the collection account was with GRA, and the money, some way somehow, Ghana Commercial Bank.
GCB was just a transit account.
Yeah. And that is what
yes.
Collection account.
GRA operates a transit account at GCB.
Yeah.
What I say?
Yes. We call it collection account.
Moving from GCB to the Bank of Ghana, no. Almost Ghana has been transferred to unknown account.
Okay, so Obi Muhammad Abuaye was 52 billion Ghana cedis will be $6.5 billion.
Yes. To unknown accounts. Ayira. Akufo-Addo ne kan frata ntimi kan trɛ any Addison. Oh, Bank of Ghana. Ntimi kan trɛ be scan up to date. It's 2 years in me. 2 years in me. Unya kromfo. You are a criminal. And you are the head of the criminal syndicate. Now, as one of my people can say, the president, say, won't come one. Assembly bank, I'll be a found.
He doesn't care.
A buyer, when you be being found, say, dear, echo sono, who can be, oh, now you're mutri. As some of my people can, I know.
Hey, in this kind of movie, and say, $6.5 billion.
$1 billion. Commander, you see this, oh, $52 billion Ghana cedis. 52 billion Ghana cedis. Ayira. No, I think the money will be more than $6 billion. So 52 by 8.
Yeah, 52 by 8, $6.5 billion. Even when we are doing 22 billion, we are doing 2.75 billion.
Yes,
6.5.
Ayira.
Yeah.
Ayira. Almost say transfer to unknown accounts. And we are saying who could be account to a bank bia. Adi edika bank be busa bank ye fe bi KYC. Adi a bank be busa wudin your friend saying personal information, address, telephone number bia. There is no account in any bank. The account is called unknown. Any account is known and the account has a name. Which account were those monies transferred into us? You are criminal. And there's nothing anybody can say to change anybody's mind. Until you do something about the corruption, you are the head of the criminal syndicate. And there's nothing that
for me,
will
change. On President do here $5 million. Quick one. Let's run it. Greenfield Scientific Bar Clinics in Country Ghana for you say bright soja capsules and bright garlic plus capsules and odiaba boa omanfo mpom dinjumedie udompemu bua Greenfield Scientific Bar Clinic. Mame enka adie ba ko amani ji ho pa top choco me pa omo asem say top choco chocolate spread odiaba with the fapa no mu the sad no papa top choco chocolate spread dewu o say de bon and top choco 3-in-1 chocolate drink now odiaba no so de bibia wom ehia no say odi agun so hiem sia una krono.
He dropped even more startling details about his secret life as a politician.
We'll start with the Minister of Roads and his deputy. I think that we can find some money for them. When we go, you and I, just the three of us, we'll meet them one, and you give the money to him personally. And I think that you can start with something small, your own discretion. Then, when you get the contracts, big contracts, we can go back and give them more money. Then we take over the whole country.
I have.
Yes. That's how we should do it. Yes. Yes. We'll go, you meet the president yourself. I don't want you to give me money. You're going to give to the president. It will go. If you cannot give, you can tell the president, I'm giving $1,000 to this man to give to you. So you know that the money has gone. But I can assure you, if we do that the following day, we'll get all that we want. I'm telling you.
Okay, bring it back.
Can I tell you what Cabo told me?
Yeah.
He told me that if you want to get contracts in Ghana, that you should come and give money to the president. He mentioned $5 million.
$5 million.
Then Vice President $3 million. Then the minister $2 million, and the deputy minister $1 million. So 5, 3, 8, 2, 10, $11 million.
$11 million.
That's what he said. Please, so if you do this, you have no problem. I'm telling you. And my brother Abu and I too, you have to sort us out.
The businessman was impressed. So impressed, in fact, that he doled out a rather substantial preliminary bribe of $65,000 to reward Nyantiti's show of interest. The president was then seen gathering the money into a gift bag. The president then went over the bribery plan, this time critically sneaking in an extra $1 million as his and Abu's share, making $12 million in total.
I will give you good advice. He is my small brother. Yeah. If you're able to give money to the president of the country, the vice.
That even, but Obia sent me a message. I was say, Bobie, E-Levy was supposed to be a substitute for IMF and Rotos, but now we have 3 beasts to deal with. Okay, yes, I mean, and these are some of the criminal activities. Say, Otreke citizens would do almost. Oh, the Yafa E-Levy Nimra, a bar, IMF no young cock, and Roto no so young Roto bio, because E-Levy a bar. And you see, so yes, we a criminal. It's only a criminal leading Crawford. Now, you say, "Mami ni woman na me nada woman." That is fraud. The way a fraudster style of, doing things. Okay, so listen, and but let me raise the issue. Something like a Greek ministry. Say and discuss criminals. We'll talk about the Greek ministry. We'll talk and when him says, "I make say, but first talk na me TIB." Aduane bia ni baby individuals and a dear aduane eco supply because buffer stock is not working. Ni criminal activities then other sectors criminal activities akoso and no na dia ba bedru baby adu. So because as when the HRW Obejedi in tandem with the greatest lawyer of all time, Professor Martin Kwebu.
Korama menche tiefo menche aminua Mensa Thompson, ne wo ne wapamfo. Kora mameni kan kase asembia lawyer Kwebu e kan ye bia e free nano ukwada eba nano memenda efa how the president is leading a criminal syndicate biara menene ya adwen na retraction no de me buna ni chie te se de sabi eye aboa okra wahu eye samna anase wahu nipa na wobuna ni chie
your friends mini Tommy Prince Simon checking my facts in your see you check your facts carefully. It was $10 billion. The rate then was 5.5 cedis to dollar.
Okay.
The
yes.
time was scanning.
At the time was scanning Ryan. Okay, if you're using the rate at the time.
My main man for say you Bismarck home based TV are joining in the studio. Yeah. Let's go.
Menene ya adwen. They toss me no. Asembia Martin Kwebu kan ye bia no de ntia menene ya adwene se nokre se Akufo-Addo is leading nothing. He's not leading the country. He's not leading anything in terms of management of resources, what we call government or what we call governance, but he's leading a syndicate of criminals, and he is the chief criminal. Akufo-Addo, he's a criminal. Kara, I'll just refer from the dictionary so that we understand what the word criminal means. I'm reading from the Oxford Language or Oxford Dictionary. Criminal, or say a person who has committed a crime. A person who has committed a crime. You can get so many synonyms. A transgressor, a lawbreaker, an offender, a villain, a wrongdoer, a malefactor, a culprit, a sinner, a young offender. My enthusiasm is where the adjective that qualifies Akufo-Addo is. The word criminal, as used by lawyer Kwebu, was to give Akufo-Addo the noun, an adjective that best qualifies that noun Akufo-Addo.
Hey, now they always see human. Now they me Akufo-Addo.
Now
the Akufo-Addo the brave service.
I'm sorry for tarnishing that image.
I don't mean to say penti anasa. Maybe I'm saying
no. Na many so yam say I say.
Me say no me be bia no say Akufo-Addo.
Now, Kwabena, criminal is a lawbreaker. What are the laws of this country? Kwabena, first of all, there is no law that Akufo-Addo can face Aubedi Kunim say oye PDS criminal. There is no law in this world that can vindicate Akufo-Addo as not being a criminal.
When it comes to PDS,
he analyzed only one of the many or thousands corruption irregularities, a syndicate, whatever. He analyzed only one. The one he analyzed, had to do with a year contractor, Bakupeu. Yeah. It was 5 million.
5 million Ghana cedis.
Metamorphose to 10.1 million.
I think it's more than that.
Then it later on giftness became 21 million. One contract. And I explain here, ma obiatia say the assertions as have been delivered by the your friend is saying what's the name of this group? The two Shraj and Statistical Service. GSS. No. The assertion, boils down to one thing. Emma sikebia ebe free bebia beba begu aban futuo mu no ekogu futuo ni mu pe na sebi leakages nyunu sika no. And any institution such as the Ecoso becomes a criminal institution. Now, so report because the president turns a blind eye to the whole report, it makes him the leader of that criminal syndicate. Kwabena, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago,
okay,
Akufo-Addo started something at the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority. It was spearheaded by, that is after he had done the PDS
PDS no.
And was started BB Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority. In fact, Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority now you were enyumekuo mienu a omo ne boema obi atimi yi ne nioma. The first one was I've forgotten the company's name. West Blues. The second one was GCNet. Kwabena, GCNet Ghana womu percentage of 35, and West Blues there IT services. Madam Mentamichi Obia. Then all of a sudden, almost change. I must say, almost the Aquacoma Nick Danso company. Nick, Sabi, he's a young man, he's making his money, he's making business. But the only problem I have with Nick is because one man who quite I'm a Akufo-Addo comfort to bottom to make money so that Ghana will run at a loss. When you say Unipass contract now, almost sign. Ghana has 0%. 0% in terms of stakeholding in terms of shares, Ghana has 0%.
The new contract now,
Ghana has 0. In fact, they wanted to even run Ghana at a negative point. I'm a Ghana. Update. Unipass. Ghana has 0%. What do you say? At some point, and Ghana air running into a negative. Ghana mum nebeko tua na gdansoka. Wabra na GC net no. Ghana wum ohamu chichemu aduasa enwo aduasa num 35%. And they have done this over some period of time.
For past 15 years.
And when you say almost started so Unipass duty no, they started it at the Nick Hotel. Omuji Hotel. Omuji duty no ewo aban your friends and Nick Danso Hotel. And omo abandon long room. To make it look as if said they were doing something better no. Then any yama omo your friend saying to say sa freight forwarders no any omo ye duty hu nioma yema omo nsunya omo ketua bi kakra no omo nte nti afi de omo so omo ti duty ne so some percentage say obi a ye agent there wote so kura wonte so ma importer afi de omo se omo te so ma importer nti system ni stabilize kakra no afi duty no the omote sunu nyina omo sa payem kosoro Unipass.
So which means now Sikan can say back Ghana food through ports ejumano emba
because omoji ano oma chedi osafumafo crowfo no.
So sir 32% now we are
35%.
So now we are not getting it.
Fanisenka first no ka ebi a uchi duty 100 cedis bia Ghana wum 35% of the duty. 35% and Ghana ho biem we are to 0.
And as you say, apart from that, yes, apart from that, leakages as our system,
yes, leakages
chrono, and that is all because you see they want to take the port control away from government control,
and that is what defines state capture.
Yes,
that is what
the same way na airport arrangement. They are a Turkish company. Also,
Ghana Airport.
Ghana Airport, yes. Yeah. It's under management by a Turkish company.
I think 63%.
Yes. Because they control, they take some key decisions. Normally, this boy, auto Christmas tree, and so apart from the money which on person free power, those monies will be coming to their pockets and their families. They also want that control to be able to. No, maybe I say I'm the faho. Oh, bonene sa no bonene normal also I'm the faho ni na I'm the faho.
To apart from that,
so weapons. So more are there now. Commander, we refi say I am Ghana for a refi. I buy and 2 years ago. Any a container, 40-foot container full of guns.
Almost forestry for
that way. What in what's in view? Forestry. What in what's in view?
But when you have the president running an armed robbery gang,
why did he to buy?
So that leads me to another sphere. Abayi ba ya nche ena kwesi nyantechi. Esha sie koni anase nom ko kan se o president no wa ton the rebusu eja pade nyina wa boka enti eno de hia ne so be mani skaka kra na otimi aye na adwuma ba ko mienu miensa. Now at that time no amanfo adwena nko ensam ni so pii esan said na there were so many facets of the discussion. It was multifaceted because at some point now according to say Ghana Football Association versus Akufo-Addo, who has been whom Nyantechi has put in his pocket, and others who have also in the audio been discussed as taking monies from Nyantechi. Our Bono say Bema president $3 million, Niamanya Baumia $2 million, Niamawe $2 million, and all these things that came up at that time I'm a 5 year uncle, because Nyantechi was trying to point a criminality towards that image and person, Akufo-Addo, whom opposition krano eyini ma so a criminal. Owia parties ka echiche. The bin so koye fundraising. In fact, emfaso ama ye boka. Then came the story about how persons that have been recruited as security in the office of the president, so Omar editio any ejani asekan akwa kronobo for the first time in the history of the world.
Of a presidency.
Say the presidency. Asen aka ahodo etimi akwa kronobo ebisida. It is only under Akufo-Addo in the history of the world. There's no presidency unless you point me to one. Yeah, the security etimi akwa armed robbery. Ya reporto. Yeah, omo ID cards nyinano were shown to the cameras.
And we know Ekrobia and Ibiewosuno, the presidency, even the president will come out, speak about it, assure the nation.
Yes.
Said they will deal with the matter and everybody is safe.
And then make sure, say, the persons that did that no crown will be prosecuted. Not in camera, but so that the world will know, say, the president is taking strong, your friend is saying, action against Sankofono. But because Akufo-Addo is Akufo-Addo is an armed robber, no. Now we're training the boys in Intino. He kept them under wraps. And that is a sign of a criminal. Then that's why I can't be shame. Let me just skip a lot of them. I mean, the Sofotons and your friend is saying Boston, Mary, Boston, Sankofono, and America. There is something to do with Isofoton. There are some things. You see, everything they discussed in opposition, they have done things that are contrary to their discussions in opposition.
And even worse.
And worse.
Oh, yeah, your friend said, thermal plants, Revelation said, Jaco de Baye.
Yes.
That Omuba and Wano, they had wanted to give all the thermal plants to private men.
Yes.
Denying Ghana, it's CD.
Yes.
Just said they want to make sure, say, one CD,
even in the case of Ameri, let me use Ameri to do the example. Ameri's lifespan is about 20 years. 20 years, no. Ameri said they wanted to sell 5 years, take the money, and the rest of the 15 years, no, for Ghana. And you know, they were trying to lobby, and as they lobbied, no, they were trying to get John Mahama to buy in to make another 5-year profit. John Mahama said no. In fact, I know the persons involved in Ameri. That's why I know all of them. So when Adesenom started somewhere, now they were like clowns. You know what clown? Political clowns. They were like clowns to me. And so when the issues began to come up, because I realized from day one, they had goofed. Because John Mahama declined that 5-year thing. 10 years in government, the people of this country, he declined. Also, there be a Ghana for and I'm serving my nation. Me 5 year AEBR. Then he gave the people away. Into the 20-year lifespan, no, Akufo-Addo buy no, Adiana 510 no, what they call into billions.
Now, say relocation.
Three times the price of Ameri.
Now, we relocation. What they see truck so free. We Kumase. What's the money? It's $35 million.
$35 million. It's a sign of a criminal.
I didn't truck so.
Why a criminal? That I didn't free a frame on neighbor. Any ship no any installation ni bibia no cost Ghana 510. In fact, Amerina Baba ekoye ne baby a platformer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Amerini basis so no. Yeah. And no nyina na cost Ghana 510 no. Platform I dey the basis so Baba koye and no crown with a very huge discount.
Me say sa power badge.
Me
say sa power badge. Omo de ma Ibrahima. Me say or the track back. Be endi eyi. Me say your friend say 100,000 Ghana cedis kra enuru. Or the be ko Kumasi amam.
And the me baba nya san kwasa adwuma ni bi.
100,000.
Dabi.
Na tie mo ko $35 million in.
Me baba nya kwasa adwuma.
$35 million.
Dabi. And you never some Ghana.
Oh, did they?
Oh, so
they are just destroying the country.
So if you analyze all these,
they are destroying the country.
There is nothing that best describes the president but to say he's a criminal. There is nothing. Kwadwo Nkrumah, it is only a criminal that supports a criminal. That makes Kwadwo Nkrumah the criminal. He's a criminal. Anybody that does PR for a criminal is a criminal. Simplicity. Not toolish. Simple. Now, Kwebu under duress to apologize. He says if that pleases you, why not? Because the world over, everyone knows you are a criminal and you are an intimidating figure.
One year born.
So that if
first speak a kragu
why you now team now say me mao lavender
never go
now why you no kwa me de begu ho na ebe cha yesima mienu
e bi o yen kra ma ne bon mo
I say gaoni o de ade egu na mo baba do
I say me why you na usim
I don't review. No, some million I'm going free. Albello. Mayo. Fandagwe. Mayo na musim. Oh, etino.
Adjonso nyina ka.
Adian say.
Tan.
There's nothing that can wash Akufo-Addo clean.
Nothing.
Senka usuban ya. Enka nyuma hodo aye boy. Enkobi anka nche se ohene. Sorry na sa o. Eka wa sorry ya tia mienu ya keche. Sabi ade wonsa aso pomponsuom a kire osoro ni asase se ohene mini emi na mebei. But the sense watching anye na wayo na utimunti yese ohene unyuma ebo pani we de me kaya afro. Ni nyuma opepa ye asase re una wudi ni omano o ye DJ na boss anwum na ofrifie bebe studio ababe chi oskasisi a afa ohene nyum na eboyi sorry besa ohene ayo enti ontimi nsa o ye kronfo. There is nothing that can tell the world say Akufo-Addo nya kronfo because he cannot even account for 10% of how much he has accrued over 5.5 years. He cannot. 10%. He cannot. He cannot tell the world, say, I took about X amount of money, let's say 512 million, a billion.
You borrowed 220 billion.
He has borrowed 271 billion.
Okay, if you add these ones, but at least as at the current
even without Tio, what do you say, Kwabena? 271 billion. No, Kokobo syndicated loan in Kahon.
Arrears in Kahon.
Tio, arrears in Kahon. How much
loans
he owes
sitting on SOEs books in Kahon.
What do we call it?
Central bank financing.
We are just talking about Sika. What borrow
from the
external
markets.
Debt.
Waji. Eddie. Ansah.
Who do you say? Sino Hydro.
Ansah taxes 450 billion.
And you have taken 400. All these monies are bound.
Oh, you'll amount 60 billion.
John Mahama.
60 billion.
The whole 4 years of John Mahama, no.
They got about 200 billion.
It was 189 billion. 189 billion.
But when him
now, Akufo-Addo has taken about 512 billion, and he cannot even account for 10%. Say was spending on Ghana.
But when him
10%.
Yeah. I had a make cry me there. Let's do a honor. Sanya man. When him there more kasama yedi. Some ya Ghana ni na metimi mamu na minim se me de oman Japani na ɔman no sika $6 billion from GRA to Ghana Commercial Bank missing. And happening no me di fie na gya no sɛ ɔka bibia kyerɛ me ɔka bibia kyerɛ busuafo ɔyɛ okay no waka kyerɛ me sɛ bra yɛnyegye tuo wɔ fie ha yɛnkɔ frɛ ɛyɛ abɔntesufo ne yɛnkɔ bɔ mo abosia $2 billion ɛmfa ma yɛkyekyere wɔ ma efie no.
So the question simply,
a foolish criminal.
The question simply, who's guys a question ya me be say a time I know can e-levy asem. No, we see e-levy in the projection. Let's say it was about 7 billion.
Yeah.
Eh? We say a question say how many 7 billions hasn't Akufo-Addo gotten in his about 271 billion? So if that money could make that progress that he discussed, then it means we should have seen that many progress in the 271 billion. Now he is talking about 2.5 billion. How many 2.5 billion dollars hasn't Akufo-Addo gotten from the many loans in
the last 4 years?
In the last 5
years, 5.5 years.
5.5 years.
But listen,
how many?
You see, all them say yatena ho din ma wabeye media budget review. When Timi and Kantre how much they've collected on the e-levy,
he cannot.
Or when Timi and Kantre,
he cannot, because they said the first week they had accrued about 100 million. Then Gabi came, that thief came, that armed robber. He came, that ex-convict. He came and told the world, sir, I feel Oma accrue over after some months. So Oma accrue about.
Media, no, you put an answer.
No, me for answer.
Live on Accra 100.5. Me Kwaba live on Accra 100.5. Now quick one, Pacho. But Saudi and Mame, Bobame, na me nkyerɛ mu ade. Thank you, production crew. A question I say now, you some serious. We man from what was no more year, a year or more, a mine in a Juma, Nehons and 7 amount or Mutisu. And the not almost issue is a year presidency no and A2 a year mine no, and no more edge galamsey sites no, if you almost seven. Best mark, quick one. Now, open sort to a back with you.
Can't just 30 seconds be na chairman. Can say and will be a creme.
Yeah.
What can say word?
Yeah.
What do you say English word?
Yeah.
It's the short form of a criminal.
Yeah,
a Akufo-Addo or a creme.
Anyway. Minia, tell.
Commander.
Yeah.
Obuajuma. Commander, Ghana ayomobo. Say yeti o me yimu. Na obi betimi akọ Bank of Ghana ase. No more creating money, printing money. I am fine, yes, Negu amafo bottom no moody. It is inflation, a cost the highest since 1992. Whom do you blame? Senior criminal activity.
22 billion Ghana cedis.
Senior criminal activity. When a bet me influencing governor of Bank of Ghana, no printing car without recourse to parliament. Martin Pebu, he should be a man. Oh, we are Bema. The whole country in him, the Ecoso. No, I don't agree with him. He's a man. And he must be a man to the end.
System now, sister or a lawyer. One Tiana Sosu Adio de year. And you see, a idea or my year. And you see, I want people to understand Adia Matipibu. He's a lawyer. For lawyers, the evidence of the game, the rule of the game is evidence. So, Kaso Bampini, your chrome for. Even though, obey me, a lady based on fact, I was stated say, or Mampini, a chrome for there. But, to me, you don't have anything to show his direct involvement in the crime. Because most of the chrono, but the economy and the boss are chrome for no. A boss are chrono. But because, or no Mampini, 2 hours, Shema chrono, and a costume. And until I'm asking people see,
but that's just about what he said.
Yes,
my brother. But you see, my brother. Sir, I'm married. No, I was saying he was misled. He can when I say,
you see,
exactly.
But the point is that
Thompson, I think he was misled. Thompson, I think so.
On the side, but on the side.
But your corruption is not a politician. Commander, you see, I marry documents when I sign.
Yeah. Commander,
what's the evidence? Evidence was
evidence in this particular matter. Martin Pebu was referring to an agreement, a contractor. I think the northern region, Akosua, corruption. Some chief executive be a bokronoa or de who crack mampenyo to an amobian farm. So particular contract, no, the president's direct involvement in that particular contract cannot be adduced. It as a lawyer. Once that they put pressure on
having petitioned the president for over 6 months. But that's just about what he said.
Yes, but you see,
but when you're politician,
yes, he's not a politician.
Whatever you see, Thompson, Adia will come and say, Martin is not a politician. He has never been.
Yes,
he's just a lawyer.
Yes,
who is worried.
Yes,
about how the system is being run.
Yes, you see, some of us.
Hence,
you see, some of us.
His apology.
Some of us are not afraid because
of some of this. Martin has small can. I know the
but no. But no, there's so many things. Government might threaten them.
Now where hold your man?
Yes, but at least, you're sacrificing.
But you see, hold on. No, hold on. Let's take a man for let's take it easy. The point is, say Obiaka so srune ko shedem ja o my way ho ema kufu adu na busuya. Do you think we'll come out from our rooms and meet the same Ghana?
Yes,
no. So which means, let's take it easy. So which means we need people to come out and face them squarely. You kill one, the others will keep on fighting. You kill two, that could have been
yes, but Commander, sometimes too, it's better to retreat and come back. Martin people have apologized. Do you know what he's going to bring up tomorrow?
Okay. All right.
Do you have any idea?
Thank you, man.
Commander. Ghana and Miraho. Unim say the children in our secondary schools they are weapon. I am manage Muya, it will prosper this country. Yeah, manage Muya, they can destroy this country.
Oh, yes,
they are like a bomb. Commander, who share the course of secondary school? Our schools are parents are mere or they cannot say me ma you bet your school fees man kolade didi. Ekwalani bi ekomo adi womo so close wa hwe womo hu akwala wa ye hoya white sa kulado dachi o my we obeye year. Do you think say obehwe o my with any good eye because he entreating ye na nado dan ko kufu ado policies entreating ye eti akwala no obeba out all right but oni adwuma papa magana
onim Bismarck parents no most no amoye MPP from they know Oma ferry omuntimi ema bontem emeka.
I think that's the
yeah, ferry. And as I say no, omu yusu the Akufo-Addo militants no threatening teachers, threatening academia, you know, Obeka, you say, yes, Papa no. He knows more than you know. Obeka say I need 48 hours. He was forced to come back and say was slow just boss say o me ka se wan kanisa nti wan kanisa so omo nim nwoma e chen Akufo-Addo nim nyansa chen no enim nyansa chen ba omia ene sa boys no na wono they know say adia AC we school no no enye Akufo-Addo no ankasa nim but you see because of person ne nananum enyini be better people than a year and SHS for no so he will put them through a very bad state and said they they become very bad people then ne nananum be ko school abrochira aba be ru omo abra ye wuko. That's all. That's what it is. No, you say Ghana for the don't know any nyansa. No one supporters go any nyansa. They can't see through. They can't read through. That's all.
And then me mami be frame. Na kwala da hospital they akura no be fie. Hwe unim say time na yeko ye wo secondary school bibi e very belly.
Yeah.
Udi raw gare ni cocoa raw no milk no tin. Akwala no hwe na hemu a owure be ho.
Yeah.
Eti wu mame na wudi wo ba ko a obi di ni policy sa kola no da ache no. What are you doing about it? Ghanaians I will say you're sorry.
Right?
I will say you're sorry because your job my way no more. Your Dutch in here say no. These children are becoming poisonous because they are not being treated like human beings.
It's sad, eh? Fire, what's a yamrade? It's a mountaineer, or my mumba yede. Yabra Bobie, ye fe. Yanupa, no, mammy, a pabe. Yeah, bro, here my Kwabena. Ni medi yo okojisi chano my bonyo si contemporary yes koko Sian Nationalist Clinic Negotiated Benefit Trust Company, thank you so much. Tabia Heba Center, Tabia Heba Mixture, and Tabia Heba Capsules. Trade Credit and Investment Microcredit Limited, Eclipse Collateral. Thank you so much. Live on Accra 100.5. Let's do this. And I say, I'm coming dominant pem. I say, Yamisro Bibia. What do you want no fire? What to yam rather? Say, a mouth to me, or my mobile. Yabra Bobie, ye fe. Then no play, no, ya pabe. Ye be ya pro, ye my Kwabena. Ya house cancel me, maybe yao. Or could just sit down, no, play boy, you know. A memo bonny as he contemporary. You move to Tampa, say, Coco. One of the Cassams, you show off from Mumma. You may move on now, your brave. Dollar Baco, City Minto, the trouble your day, driver to Minto. No chances I want to minka. Boys into minto. And yes, I've been a man more. Kwabena, a yarra, hunyum bina, shama, mama. Yay. And your dog, hunyum na mitso. Kabe, a yarra, hunyum bina, shama, mama. Ye da day.
Cut out to share, Kelly Broye. Umbrebe so ye betu se bare mudi yedi ojebesia na mode mabusia fu abeche ye kwan no nya wo se ye ka na enye ma ye ka ne a wo se kwada no nsia de enti wo refi se su ku dan no abubu yeah you belly fool where they kill you so corruption and dirty games e ma wo refi se